Welcome to the Film and Business Podcast. Not to be confused with the film business, but film and business. I'll be your host, Jared Smedley. I am the owner of a video production company in Sacramento, California. I felt that this podcast was essential to focus on the client and producer relationship when it comes to video production. So myself, I am knee-deep in this topic in real-life experiences, and I've noticed a real disconnect when it comes to providing service and what is expected of those services with clients and me as the video production company. So this podcast will be focusing on the client and video production company relationship and the readiness of clients to undergo video marketing. And today's topic is going to be, are you ready? This is a very serious question that shouldn't be taken lightly, and we are going to dive a little bit deeper in this first episode to go over some key points that you may want to consider before making that investment into video marketing. Because let's just face it, video production is not cheap. It's not cheap for us as the production company to provide, and we do have to pass certain costs off on to the customer. But it is all for good reason, and once you get through all these checkpoints and you do come to the conclusion that it's time to invest in video marketing or into a video production company, you will start to see your income, double, triple, or see a return on your investment. That's what it's really all about. So let's get into some of the main points. And number one, I would ask, where are you at in your business? It's something that I had to ask myself when I first started my production company. If you're a startup, there's a few key things that you want to go over before you put all your money into a video production company. Like, do you have a legal structure for your business? We're in a day and age where we all don't like to work the 9-to-5. Trust me, I've tried it. Recently left my 9-to-5 to do this video production thing full time. But just because you say you have a business, do you have one legally? Have you went to the Secretary of State and actually formed a business? There's multiple business structures that you could choose from, but this is the core foundation of actually having a business. You actually have to go and fill out the forms and become an LLC, a sole proprietorship, S Corp, whatever you choose. So have you done your research in that regard to start a business? Because if you haven't got that far and you're trying to get this highly produced piece of video or commercial ad, whatever you want to call it, it's putting the cart before the horse. Let's just be real about that. So I would say that is one of the very first questions that you should ask yourself. And if you haven't taken care of it, I would highly suggest doing that first before reaching out to a videographer or a video production company and trying to make that investment. Because me personally, I just don't think that would be the smartest investment to make. It may turn out that the company name that you're trying to go with isn't available, and you invested hundreds, thousands of dollars, hundreds or thousands of dollars into this high quality video, and is gaining all this traction. And then you get to the Secretary of State and you can't own that name. Somebody owns that name. That would definitely suck. So that is number one. Number two, after you form your legal structure and you actually have a business, you want to protect that business, right? You don't want to get into this stream of busyness and then, I don't know, you're on a customer site or a customer's on your site and they hurt themselves and then you're being sued for, large amounts of dollars. So after forming your legal structure, I would go about getting business insurance first before video production. Like I said, all of these may just seem highly basic, but I just thought it's a very good starting point to see where we're at with our current businesses and where we're trying to go. So you may very well be in a position where your business is founded and has been running. Like all of this is just white noise to you. So if this is for you, or if this is white noise for you, my apologies, but this is just episode 1. So I think that this is a really good start of a discussion before thinking about investing into a video production. And as the podcast goes on, we'll obviously expand on other topics that definitely need to be discussed. So after insurance, the next thing I would ask is, have you set up accounting measures? Do you have QuickBooks? QuickBooks is popular. We have Quickens, CPAs, bookkeepers, people to keep our finances straight. And I would say this is probably one of the most important steps to take before investing in video production. Accounting tells you where your business is at, whether you're losing money or you're making money. It's taking account all of your expenses, all of your investments, and all of your income. And it's telling you if you're doing good or you're doing bad, or maybe you're just getting by. But this data is key for measuring your return on your investment. If you don't know what you're making or what you have in your bank account and you spend $500, let's say $500 on a quick 30 or 60 second video, and then it starts circulating, it goes viral, customers start flowing and purchasing all of your products, all of your services. Without knowing where your business was at financially before you started promoting that video or before you invested in that video, you have no way of telling how that video affected your finances after it's already been marketed. I believe a lot of us probably get trapped into just jumping in head first and, grinding out the business, getting customers, and really focused on your products and services first, without these three prior: the legal structure, the insurance, and the accounting. This is the firm foundation of your business. Everything that comes after it is great and equally as important, but without these three, it's not going to survive in the business world. The business plan, it embodies all of this. A business plan is it's a lot. We'll probably unpack that in further episodes, but once again, these are the key questions that I believe we should start asking ourselves before we invest in a video production company. And it may, like I said, it may seem like white noise to you, but I believe it's a discussion that should be had. So leading right after accounting and being able to measure the return on your investment, I would say make sure that you have a solid product and service to offer. you don't want to be continually changing what you're putting out there into market by needing to revise some of your business strategies, like I said, with how you're providing the services after you have a video circulating, right? Like, you're making these investments. You don't want to be making changes to the product. Say you had whatever, a microphone. I'm going to say microphone because I'm standing right in front of a microphone while I'm recording on this microphone. But let's say you were marketing your new microphone and you come to me and we have the consultation. I provide you a quote. My quote resonated with you. You wanted to go with my services. You send me your microphone. I get it in my studio. I make it all fancy with transitions and nice shots, and you get a product commercial that's just amazing, right? And you're knee deep in a investment with me, and then come to find out you or your company, you need to change the color of the microphone. Maybe you got some customer analysis, or it just wasn't going to reach your target market with the color that you guys had on the microphone. So now that needs to be changed. Well, the bad part is you've already made a large investment on this nice video, and now you need to make another one because it's not something that you could just change in post-production. I mean, AI is amazing. There's no telling where we're going to go with that in the future. But I say that to say, you just want to make sure that your products and services are solid before you start to build on them. And that's what all of these questions are about, basically, is making sure that your foundation is solid so you could take the next step. Business is basically a bunch of steps that you have to take to get to that successful place that you so desire to go. And a lot of the beauty is in a journey. For me personally, I love diving deep into all of these steps and actually being able to experience it. It's just fascinating how multifaceted business really is. So once again, we're just going over some of the steps that probably should be taken prior to investing into a video production company. So last but not least, before we kind of close this first episode out, is know where you're going to be directing your customers. Do you have a home base, right? Do you have a storefront, a website, your social media pages? When you start advertising, you're going to want to direct them somewhere. So have you set up this foundation for these platforms? Instagram's big, Facebook's big, LinkedIn. I'm a big proponent of your own personal website because that is something that you have the most control over, even though you want to be on all platforms, Twitter, etc. But when you get a nice video and you get into marketing your product, or you're trying to build an email list, when you are fishing with that shiny new video that you invested in, once your target audience sees that, you're going to want to direct them to where you're trying to go, whether that's a checkout page for your product or whether that's a form to collect their email, right? So you can send them a newsletter. There has to be a landing page, right? They need to land somewhere. And like, I get it. It's fun to have a nice flashy video to show people, and it does reflect really good on your brand, but we're talking about film and the business side. And the business side is when you make an investment, you really want to see a return on that. And that's the point that I really want to stress is once you start realizing the return on your investment or what you're trying to do with these videos that you're getting from the video production company, I believe the client-buyer relationship, the dynamic is really going to change. Like I said, I really feel like there's a big disconnect with clients and video production companies. Like I said, not all. I just feel that there is some disconnect. Of course, there are some clients and video productions that have amazing relationships, right? And then it probably depends on where we're all at in our journey with business, marketing, etc. But this podcast is here to be an open forum to help those that may not know what I'm talking about. And for those that do know what I'm talking about, then you guys probably agree with me. Or, maybe you have some opinions of your own that may conflict with me. I don't know. But this is my truth, and I find it to be true as I go through the journey of being a video production company. But to wrap up the podcast, I just want to say every detail is essential prior to making your investment with a video production company. So don't just go head first and be upset later when you dive head first and realize that the water was shallow, or you're building up this large fancy house and you realize your foundation was made of sand and the ocean washes it away, and then you just see your money disappear. That's what I'm trying to prevent. I want you to have a great relationship with your video production company, and I want your business to flourish. But for that to happen, we must all get on the same page first. So I hope that this podcast has been enlightening to you, to say the least. And once again, it's the Film and Business Podcast, not the film business. I believe there's a lot of education about the film business, but I want to intermix the two. I want to bring the clients into our world as a video production company and educate them so we all have one big relationship that's in harmony. So next episode, we'll be discussing the basics of video production and how we offer the clients the best experience throughout all different stages that we go through. So if you found this podcast helpful or interesting, stay tuned for the next one. All right. Thank you, and you guys have a wonderful day.